So, guys, before you even decide to start the project, there's a few things you need to consider. Because if you don't think things through properly, you might end up regretting the type of project that you're doing. Right. So, you really need to sit down, okay, and think through. Yeah. So, you really need to sit down and think through. You know, especially the type of building you want to undertake, or the type of project you want to undertake, right? So if you want to build story building, if you want to build one story building or two-story building, that's really up to you to decide, but you have to really think through it when it comes to your financial muscles, or your financial capabilities, or how long you're thinking to undertake the project, and you know how you project your finances throughout the whole period of your duration of the project that you want to do. you know the number of rooms, the how big you want your house to be, how many rooms you want your house to be. That's very important, because these are all factors that causes that determine the price of the house itself, and how much time you're going to go into it. Personal advice, if you live in Europe, in America, anywhere else, and you be going to the back to your country for holidays, or back to your hometown, Ghana, whatever country you live in, for just holidays, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, and this and stuff like that. Yes, it's good to you to build a huge house, story building, two-story, three-story building. Yes, but what do you really require? That do you really need that? That's what you have to think about. So when I was starting this project, I decided to go with a four-bedroom house. Because this is just like a holiday home that I go to when I visit my hometown. So I'm going to live. So I prefer to have a lot of space around it, so that when I go, I can relax myself, because the country itself is even warm. You're not going to be inside the house all day long. You want to sit outside to enjoy the scenery. You want to sit outside to enjoy the weather, to get cool down. So we got a two plot plan, but we decided to build a four-bedroom house, one-story building, and use most of the space for gardening, and just walk around and stuff like that, to feel more comfortable and more relaxed when you go, when we go back. Okay, so one other thing you have to also consider is the type of people that you're going to use to look after the project for you. You need to find someone who you truly trust. Even those that you truly trust can also, you know, inflate your project for you, to make extra money on the side. So my advice is, whoever is going to look after the project for you, you have to make sure that you look after them as well. Else, if you're not looking after them, you're giving the opportunity to make extra money on materials, on things like that. So when you send money for them to buy something for you, you also give them something to keep for themselves, so that you motivate them to do the job for you. Because it's not easy that somebody's going to sit on your site all day for you, or go and buy materials and all that to make sure your project is going on for you. And with that said, you also have to use somebody who's more technical as well, to look after your project for you, to go and check if everything is going according to plan. Like I personally, I used my architect. He's really really good guy. He did all the designs, the floor plans, electrical, elevations, everything. He done everything for me. And also he offered that he will be also going on site to look at the project for me. for the progress and the standard of work that is being done by the foreman that I use. So, and with that it comes with a cost. Anytime it's going to go on site, it's going to charge you. But it was really good to me. So I anytime I sent him to the site, I even if he charged me like say 100 Ghana cedis, I end up giving him more because it was really good and honest when they go. And it also helps you with the person who's actually in charge of finances. So he, because the architect was a technical guy, he will come back and tell you that, look, yeah, you need the cement that you are buying, like 60 bag is ideal, is enough, or the 100 bags of cement that you are buying is ideal, is enough, is good, it's not over, it should be fine. So at least you have a fair idea on how much or how many materials you require. And also you have to also do your own independent checks on the price of materials and the price of cement. These are things you can actually Google them and find them online. How much prices of cement is, iron rods, wood, and these things you can find them yourself. So although it might not be standard everywhere, I mean, like the price can be, say, if the price of cement is 52 Ghana cedis or 50 Ghana cedis somewhere, it that not necessarily means that's going to be, say, where 50 Ghana cedis where we are building a site. It could be less, it could be more, but it have to be in reasonable limits. That if it's 52, you've seen it's 52 online, and then somebody's telling you the person is buying it for 58, that can be right. If you're selling somewhere for 52, 50, the margin should be quite small, not too high. That's when you are paying for the right stuff. So yeah, that's just about the advice I have. Always also, I decided to feed the foreman and his boys that goes to the site. I wanted them to be happy when they are working on the site. So if you look at the costing that I'm going to show on the screen, it will actually, the misc item there includes the feeding for the foreman and transportation every morning for them from where they were to the site, and also transportation for them from site to back to where they came from. Also, I was paying for the where I put the materials there, because where the site was, it's a new site, quiet environment, which I really like, because you don't want to go back home and live in the middle of the city with sirens and people shouting and market women, people. I mean, you don't want that. You want peace and quiet, because you go back home to relax, not to go back to the life that we have here as well. So that's it. So yeah, so that misc item there explained there will include that, those kind of stuff, and where I put the materials. The lady that was looking after the materials for me, you have to make sure that you give that pet, those kind of people, some money as well to be able to look after your stuff properly for you. These are all things that you have to actually consider when you're building, or when you're starting a project. you know like I said on the first advice, you don't want a project that's going to take you 10 years, 15 years to finish. Yes, if you're building something commercial and that's your timeline, that's great. But if you're building something that you want to go back home and rest and stay with your family and have fun, you really don't need a huge project. You have to think about it properly and do it within your time limit. Have a time limit on it, and also do it according to your financial abilities, within the time limit. So if you're going to build a house for you decide you're going to use 3 years to build it, and that you decide, then you choose to build a two-story 10-bedroom house. I mean, is that doable within that 2 years? You have to answer that. If it's not, and you think you are capable of doing a 5-bedroom, one-story or two-story, within that 2 years, that's what you should do. So yeah, so enjoy the video, and thanks for watching again.